Hello, this is Latreia, and I'm back for another video. I am glad you chose to watch this. I have a presentation for you, and I was really excited about it. I created note cards and had a speech prepared for you, but I really don't want to talk about that. Although it was very interesting, I spent hours and hours studying Greg Braden's presentation on his show Missing Links on the Gaia app. And it was talking about how the coils of our DNA can tighten and relax based on our emotions. And basically, whether we experience rage, anger, love, or compassion, those actual emotions can change the way we age. It can change the way we heal physically from pain or exertion or even from sickness. And basically, we are no longer powerless over our own ability to change our physical health, to change our aging process. We are actual agents in our own lives, and we can do something to change our situation. Which brings me to some of the contradictions that I found in my own personal life. I'm in a few different fellowships where I volunteer, I share, and I participate and give my experience strength and hope. I also listen to other people. I read different literature from these different groups that I'm a part of. I heed from more experienced members, professionals, mentors, friends, and different things of that nature. And I have my own personal relationship with the God of my own understanding. And I'm challenged because I don't really consider myself a people person per se, even though I can hold a conversation. I don't mind holding a conversation or even starting a conversation. I don't mind smiling at people and things of that nature. But I also tend to really enjoy my time alone. I think twice before I enter into an atmosphere where there are different people, different energies, I mean different personalities, different views, different perspectives, different passions that I may think or perceive or anticipate are different than mine. Now, I'm not saying I have to be around people who think and act and behave like me, but I do prefer to be around people that either think and behave and act like me or are on the trajectory, same trajectory, either behind me or in front of me, either way ahead or way behind, but at least on the same trajectory. I don't really like affiliating with people that are on totally different paths, if you get what I'm saying. Um, there's this issue with being better than somebody else that the way I come across when I say certain things, I really am not trying to harm people in these different groups and fellowships that I'm a part of when I speak and when I share, because the groups that I'm a part of are very loving and caring and nurturing environments. They're about helping each other grow, supporting each other, looking after each other. They're about helping each other. It's not about frenemies. It's not about mean spirited. It's not about that to me. It's really about help. Where can I get help? Where can I receive help? Who can help me? Who can I help? And things like that. So, but I'm still learning. I'm still new to these groups. And so I kind of beat myself up. I feel shameful sometimes because of the way that I come off when I'm having a rough day, when I've had a rough week, when I feel attacked. I may feel like my voice is not being heard, or people are talking to me as if they know who I am and they know where I've come from and they know my struggles, and they're misrepresenting me. And after a while, if people are saying I'm hood, from the streets, I grew up poor, you know, I'm a downright dirty dog that did all this dirty things back in the day, to me, that's not me. And I can only hear lies about myself for so long before I have to speak up and tell people who I am and how it makes me feel about listening to people say things about me that are not true. So it's true, you have to be careful what you say, but at some point, we do have to trust somebody, because as much as I want to be perfect, as much as I want to have a mentor that's perfect, as much as I want God to be a human being that I can call on the phone, that I can see in person, that I can chill over his house, I'm not going to get that. There's no absolute possible way that I'm going to get that while I'm here on earth. So, what I'm looking for, I'm never going to get. So, I'm going to have to search for the next best thing, which is a loving husband, a wonderful daughter, a caring husband, a best friend, the next best thing. So I have to settle for certain flaws, settle for certain imperfections. I'm not going to settle for just any old thing. You know, I certain things are unacceptable to me. And the fellowships that I'm in, there is a no judgment zone, a no judgment criteria. And from my personal standpoint, so I can be a righteous judge. I can judge
to protect
a
myself.
righteous judge.
I
can judge
to protect myself.
judge righteously, which is
Cannot
doing
judge
so in a harsh
righteously,
way,
which is
but doing
not
doing
to
so in a harsh
ensure
way,
that I'm
but
around
doing
the
so
right people and
to
places and
ensure that
things,
I'm around
such as a
the
safe
right people
environment,
and places and
happy
things,
people, such as a safe environment,
eating
foods
happy
that are
people,
healthy for me,
um,
being around people that are not
eating
emotionally
foods that are
draining,
healthy
that
for me,
I'm being around people that will not
emotionally draining,
manipulate and
that
try to control
I'm
me,
being around
or
people that will not
things like that,
manipulate and try to control me,
people that
or
won't try to
things like that,
switch what I say,
people that
and
won't try
use
to
it against me or try to make me feel
switch what I
vulnerable so that they
say
can hurt me.
and
So
use it
that's
against me, or try
why
to make me
I'm a
feel
bit
vulnerable
confused
so
as
that
to
they can
why
hurt
it's
me.
so wrong.
So that's
to
why
judge a
I'm a
person
bit confused
righteously.
as to why it's so wrong.
So
To
what does that have to do
judge a
with
person
DNA?
righteously.
And what does that have to do
with
so
emotions? And
what
what
does
does
that
that
have to do with
with
DNA? And what does that have
learning,
to do
growing,
with
and
emotions?
healing? And what does that
I've
have to do
identified a
with
lot of my emotions,
learning,
a lot of
growing, and
my
healing?
emotions.
Well,
I've identified a lot of
in
my
layman's
emotions.
terms,
A
if
lot
you're
of
not able to
my
pick out some of the emotions that
emotions
I've described are
in layman's
shame.
terms.
If you're not able to pick out some of the
Fear,
emotions that I've described are
worry,
shame, fear. Those three
are
worry,
typical, maybe frustration.
those
Anger
three
are
compassion,
typical, maybe frustration.
love,
Anger,
those emotions
compassion,
for me have to be balanced.
love.
I don't want to
Those emotions
age too
for me have
fast,
to be
too soon.
balanced. I want to
I
keep my
don't
youthful
want
appearance.
to age too
And
fast,
if
too soon.
I can
I want to keep my youthful
manage my
appearance.
emotions by
Maintaining
and if
an
I
even
can
keel, by not being
manage
too
my
angry,
emotions
by
by
not being too frustrated, by not
maintaining
being too
an even
worried or
keel,
too
by not
fearful,
being too
then I'm going to do what
angry,
I
by
can
not
and
being too
limit my time
frustrated, by
around
not being
certain
too
people,
worried or too
places, and
fearful.
things.
Then I'm going to
That
do
make
what I
me feel
can and
fear,
limit my
worry,
time
and
around certain
anxiety,
people
and
places and
whether
things that
that's
make me feel
sleeping
fear,
more, whether
worry, and
that's not talking on the
anxiety,
phone as much,
and
whether
whether
that's
that's
leaving
sleeping
early
more,
from
whether
one of
that's not
my
talking on the phone as
meetings,
much,
or whether
one of
that's
my
leaving
fellowships, or not
early
talking to my
from one of
mentors
my
long, or
meetings,
not talking
or
to one of the
one of
professionals
my
about
fellowships, or not
certain
talking
things
to my
that are
mentors
triggering
long,
in a
or
last
not
session that we
talking to
might
one
have
of the
had,
professionals about
because I'm not
certain
feeling
things
their
that are
responses
triggering in a
to
last session
my
that we might have had.
concerns, because
Really
I'm
tuning
not feeling their
into
responses to
what are the
my
things that are
concerns,
triggering me, really
to
tuning
feel certain
into
emotions,
what are the things
because
that are triggering me
if it's a person,
to feel
I need to
certain
figure out
emotions.
what
Can I
because
control about this person?
if it's a person,
Can I
I need to
control my
figure
time
out
being around this person?
what can I
Can
control about
I
this person.
control Can I control my
What
time
I
being around this
talk
person?
about with this
Can
person.
I
Can I
control
control
what I
um,
talk about with this person? Can
how this
I
person treats me?
control how long can I stay with this person
How
if I
this
have to
person
walk on
treats me?
eggshells 99.9% of the time? What
How long
and
can I
I've been in
stay
situations where I've
with this
had
person
to
if I have to
be
walk on eggshells 99.9% of the time? What
decisive and
and I've been in
calculative
situations
about
where I've
how
had
to
to be
end a relationship for
um,
good and move out of the
decisive
situation
and
with my daughter,
calculative about how
to
to
end a relationship for good
get
and
to
move out of
where
the
a
situation with
place
my daughter
where I needed to be.
to
And
at first it was a homeless shelter, and then it was my
get
dad's
to
house, and then
where
it
a
was my mom's house,
place
and then it was
where I needed
a
to
recovery
be.
house,
And
and then it
at
was
first it was a
an
homeless shelter, and then
apartment,
it
and
was my
then it was
dad's
buying my
house,
own
and then it was my
house,
mom's house, and then it
and
was
that's where I'm at
a
now.
recovery
So it
house, and
took
then it
years to
was
get there,
an apartment, and
it
then it was
took
buying my own
over
house.
5 years, but less than 10
And
years to
that's where I'm
get
at
there.
now.
But
So
I had
it
to do
took
something
years to get there
to get to
it
a
took
place where
over
I could
5 years, but
finally
less than 10
have
years to
enough
get there.
space
But
and room
I had to do something
to feel at peace,
to
where I could
get to a
finally
place
breathe and
where I could
live
finally
and
have
have the
enough
time and
space and
energy
room
to live
to
how
feel
I
at
want to live,
peace,
how I feel,
where I could finally
that
breathe and live
God, or this
and have the
concept
time
of
and
God,
energy to live how I want to live, how I feel, a loving force that wants everything, this concept of God, wonderful, clean heart wanted me, desires, this concept my most purest of a loving desires, my most that wants everything desires, that my wonderful, wants to give clean that to heart, and I had to put some work in to do that. Form desires. People often say, "Oh, you don't desires. Look your age." Wants to give that to me, and I had to put some work in to do that. They probably say 10 years younger. People often say, "Oh, you don't look 10 years younger." I like when your age. I look 20 years younger. Say I look, but I'll take 10 years. Maybe because at the most, they probably say 10 years younger than I look. I'll take 10 years younger. I like when they say I look 20 years younger. I'm living the balanced life. 10 years, I'm becoming because balanced in my emotions. That makes me feel like changing my DNA. I actually I'm slowing down the aging living process. The balanced life. I'm becoming balanced just in my like Greg Braden said. And it's changing my DNA because I'm slowing down the aging process. Consider whether, just like Greg Braden said, is a field of energy. I am forced that is changing my DNA. Consider I'm forced to reckon whether with it, and that's something emotions that we all is a field of energy. Adding that perspective that is changing to our life. My DNA. So thank you for sharing. I'm forced to reckon this with time, it, and that's something that we all and love you should consider. Adding that perspective to our life. So thank you for sharing with me this time. Thank you for caring, and love you lots.